What is going on, YouTube and people of the internet? My name's Dermy Wormy, and I'm back yet another stream. That's right, guys. We got some things to talk about. You know, I forgot to do another thing. God damn it, I forgot to do a thing. I always forget to do something, but we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Okay, weirdly enough, I'm not outwardly talking just about Charlie Kirk or Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Kind of thank the Lord, because I needed a little bit of a break from all of that. And no, I'm not going to be talking about what went down with the ice shooter today, because that gets a little bit like, I can don't get me wrong, I can easily talk about it, I can easily discuss it, I can easily go over it, I can easily point out, just like everybody else has easily pointed out, that it's just another leftist fucking terrorist, because the goddamn people can't seem to fucking wrap their heads around this idea that, hey, if we keep calling these people bad things over and over and over and over and over again, maybe somebody will go out there and do something bad to these people. It's like they can't grasp this. And like, they couldn't even wait a week after Charlie Kirk was dead to start saying fascist Nazi, starting to lie, justify his assassination, and glorify it. So yes, you're gonna get more. It's not even rocket science, but hey, we have to constantly try to do political points here and not actually care. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not tackling it, is because I will get so angry, I will start yelling, and I'll start saying things that won't be good. Okay, I'll start saying very bad words. So yeah, it's probably best that I don't say anything right now. I can't type. Alex Jones, YouTube, Alex Jones is back. I'm filling out tags for the stream because fuck it, Alex Jones is back, bros. Alex fucking Jones is back on YouTube, and we're going to talk about this. And I do think this is tied to some of the political censorship, but I think it might, and I might be giving Alex way too much credit for this one, because reminder, guys, he's kind of retarded. I know that's not a good Alex Jones impression, but fuck off. But we will be talking about that, and we'll see, Alex, why am I blanking on my words? Is YouTube actually going to follow through with this whole notion of, hey, we aren't gonna be censoring people on the basis of politics anymore, okay? That is something I'm looking forward to talking about. I'm looking forward to seeing what the ultimate results of all that will end up being. So we will talk about that. I'm still filling out some, why can't I type? Manga. Okay, I got that one. Okay. Manga. One. And then the other thing that we're going to talk about tonight is One Piece is, I don't even want to really say it, but I have to. One Piece is political? Question mark. Question mark. One Piece is political. Question mark. And the reason I'm saying that is because there was a video that was going around today that is entirely retarded, is completely... It's one of those lefties that try to... It's an anime tourist to begin with, okay? This guy is completely retarded. He's a TikToker and apparently a Twitch streamer as well, but god damn it, he sounds just so insufferable. I wouldn't want to be around him the entire time. But he's doing that leftist tactic that everything's political, everything's inherently political, and he utilizes One Piece to try to say this. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait to beat this shit down, because I can take his argument, twist it right around, and epically destroy him. Because as a One Piece fan myself, One Piece is not political. Does it deal with some political themes here or there? Does it deal with philosophy and philosophical concepts? Yes it does. And there's some other things that it deals with that I don't think this guy is willing to actually talk about. So we will be discussing that. And I got some other like quick hits. I got some quick hits. Nothing too radical, nothing too crazy. But you know what? Why don't we, before we get too deep into a lot of shit going on right now, why don't we tackle this? Because Kamala Harris is going on a book tour right now, guys. Yeah, she's promoting her book, 107 Days, Kamala Harris, all about her run for the presidency. And at her latest stop, she started getting heckled by a pro-Palestinian person. And let's just listen to this.
I'm not president right now. There's nothing I can do.
I mean, you're right. You're not the president. I'm so happy about it. But there's even more, because it kept going on, guys. It kept going on. Here's a 49-second clip of the pro-Palestinian people and what she had to say.
About how and why you are saying what you are saying now and how I felt about it. You're not letting me talk. You know what? I respect your right to speak, but you're not letting me speak. Let's bring the temperature down. Unlike the current president of the United States.
You just gotta love that shit. Let's bring the temperature down. Let's bring the temperature down. Unlike the current president. Yeah. Always blame everybody else but your own side. This is your side. You welcome this in. Welcome to what it is that you've done to yourself. This is all your own doing, Kamala. And guess what? Guys, I wasn't gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring this up. I have to bring this up. Because this was fucking hilarious. Okay, give me a second. Because we're on Kamala. We're on this twat nugget. I have to pull this. Because I got a dunk today on Harry Sisson. I got an expert dunk on Harry Sisson today. And I'm so happy about this. Because Harry Sisson is apparently going around with Kamala Harris. I just got back for the first stop on Kamala Harris' book tour in New York City, and she was fantastic as always. Well, we just saw what she was doing. It wasn't that great. Inspiring, hopeful, and ready to fight. If she were president right now, this country would be in a much better place. Well, I have this from CNN.
To go against Donald Trump. You can do far better as Democrats than Kamala Harris. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look at her net favorable ratings nationwide. You know, back in October of 2024, she was at -5 points. Not exactly great, but pretty close to the zero mark, right? Pretty close to even. But now, down under she goes. She's at -13 points. That's an 8-point drop. Since the general election among the overall electorate, she is not well liked at this particular point. The American people, they don't want this. They don't want her. And get this, she's 37 points underwater with independents. If you can't win independents, you can't win the election. And the bottom line is, with those in the center of the electorate, those who are the most up for grabs, she is way underwater. She is definitely swimming with the fishes.
I just love this. I love this because now we get to watch her run around there trying to sell her fucking book, and nobody likes her. Nobody likes her. So you can get Harry Sisson coming out here acting this way. It's like nobody likes her. Like everybody hates her. There's no winning in this moment. You can say, well, she's super inspirational. She's super great. Oh my God. Nobody fucking likes her, wants her around. Why the hell are you even propping her up? And I get why you're doing it, Harry, because you're paid by the DNC. You're paid by Midas Touch. You're astroturfed and you're propped up by all these twat nuggets. But guess what? Nobody wants her. Nobody wants her. If she was president right now, the country would be much worse. She can't even handle freaking protesters at her own thing. Trump's not bringing down the freaking the temperature. It's Trump's fault. But you know what? I do have to talk about this because I am overjoyed. I'm overjoyed. But before we go too far, I do want to re-pull this up want to pull this back up, mainly because I need this just for this segment. Google admits to I can't spell censorship. Excuse me. Okay, but we have the... I don't want the whole Jim Jordan. I don't want... Here, I'll go from disclosed. But we get to talk about this, bros. We get to talk about this mega moment right now. Because this is fudging huge. Fudging huge. And I'm not saying the word that I want to be saying right now, primarily because this is going to be a YouTube clip. But for those of you who haven't been like paying attention or didn't notice this at all, I want to remind you, just the other day, YouTube came out and admitted to censoring people on the basis of politics. They admitted, particularly when it came to COVID and election denial, they were pressured by the Biden administration to censor you. This is what they admitted to in front of the Judiciary Committee over in Congress the other day. And now they have admitted and said that, hey, they will be, one, reinstating channels, taking away strikes, trying to right the record, and trying not to censor people anymore on the basis of politics. Now, here's the thing, though, because there is somebody who called them to the mat. And so we'll see where this goes, because the person who called them to the mat, rightfully so, on this whole notion that you're not going to be censoring people on the basis of politics. You're not going to be going after them anymore. You're going to have a more free speech platform. You're going to be standing by all this, and you're not doing what it was that you were doing objectively for the past several years. Man who called them to the mat, Alex Jones, is back on YouTube. Now, his is at Alex Jones Live. This is the name of his channel, Alex Jones Live. And when you come over here to like this one from even Yeats, he was at 10,000 subscribers right here. When you go over to where he is right now, if I refresh this, he is currently sitting at 20,000 subscribers. And to point this out, guys, when I was first told about this, it was over on Timcast Tonight, and by the time Tim Pool would have shouted this out, this would have been about 8:30-ish, maybe 8:10, 8:15 my time, Central Standard Time. That's about the time he shouted it out, something in that general area. When Tim Pool shouted it out, he was only at 700 subscribers. 700 subscribers. And since then, he has elevated all the way already to 20,000 subscribers with only one video out. Just one. Now, here's the real thing. This is a test to really see if Google is going to take action or not, because let's be real fair here and honest. Google said they will stop censoring people on the basis of politics. If that is true, then you're gonna have to leave Alex Jones up. And the whole reason they took Alex Jones down was because of politics, because he was saying stuff you didn't like. He was revealing things you didn't like. And I'm not even here to say that everything Alex Jones says is factual or true. I am going to say he's an excellent entertainer. He's wonderful to listen to. He's wonderful to engage with. Maybe he says some weird crap here and there, but let's be honest here. He's the WWE of frickin' political content right here. And he's back up on YouTube. If you take him down, you're already showing that, hey, you're not going to live by this new standard that you yourself have applied. You're not going to be coming out here and following this whole that we're ending all these bans on the basis of political censorship. You're going to be free and everything like that. If you censor him, you take down his channel, you are outwardly admitting that you're not going to be following this own thing that you said you will be following. That's the coolest part about this. Is that he's just freely going to be letting it air now. He's freely going to be letting his freak flag fly. And it is good to see this. Because again, Alex Jones is freaking awesome. It's amazing. Like, you could get all sorts of crazy memes from Alex, and he plays into them. Alex is a wonderful content creator and is very entertaining. Doesn't matter if you agree with him or think that he's telling you the truth. It just matters that he's super entertaining. And to have him up on your platform is a benefit to you in the grand scheme of things. But let's see. Are you going to censor him? Are you going to take him down? I don't know. I don't know at all. Truthfully, I hope you don't. Because I'll listen to him. I'll listen to freaking Alex Jones every single day of the week. But I do have one other thing. I gotta call somebody out here. Okay, I gotta call the Balls and Stripes. Okay, I gotta call Balls and Stripes. Because there's still a man that hasn't streamed about Alex Jones returning yet. Okay? There's a man who hasn't talked about this in the slightest, and I got to it first. Okay. Jeremy, where you at, bro? Alex Jones is back, and you haven't even streamed. You haven't streamed about Alex Jones returning. Where you at, bro? Come on, man. Come on. This is prime time, bro. If you are the grifter you say you are, this is prime time. This is the time to go out there and go like, Alex Jones is back, baby. Where you at? Where you at? I know you made a tweet. After I made a tweet. You made a tweet. I know that. Where you at? This is prime time, baby. This is the time to go live, go out there and be like, yo, Alex Jones is back on the platform. Let's go! I feel cheated. I feel scammed. I feel unloved. Like, come on! It's Alex fucking Jones. I think that this is all just come on. And what's his first even video? I haven't. This was 4 hours ago. His video from 4 hours ago. Political bombshell. NBC News reportedly James Comey, Letitia James, and others to be indicted in days. Well, this is his. Is this really what his video is? It's just talking about people. I haven't even watched it yet. It says that I watched it. I haven't even watched it yet. 9K fucking likes. If you are reading this, you are the resistance. I love this. I love the return of Alex Jones. I love this. We need more Alex Jones. Alex Jones is the truth teller. He is the key to the future. Hey, lovely Sherry, how are you? Are you excited that Alex Jones is back on YouTube? Oh, no, fuck, that's Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy wishes he could be like Alex Jones. Let's be fair here. He wishes he had the charisma and energy of Alex Jones. Alex Jones is fucking back. This is massive news. And I hope and pray. I'm hoping and praying right now, okay? That YouTube doesn't do shit. I pray YouTube doesn't do anything here, because it would be so funny to have in the modern era. You got Hassan and Destiny on one side and Alex Jones growing all over YouTube and everything. Just this cacophony of chaos all colliding. It would be beautiful. I would have the time of my life having Alex Jones have to sit down and maybe debate Destiny or debate Hassan. It would be beautiful. It would be some of the greatest art out there. I would be able to sit back, just put my feet up and go like, yeah. Let Alex just go. Let Alex be Alex. You will have the time of your life. I fucking love that Alex is back. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm excited to see what we get from this. And I am curious, what will Google do? Because if they do nothing, that's what we want. We want them to do nothing, but they might do something. It's weird to have to say that. You know, it's weird to have to potentially say that they might do something because Alex Jones is back. And you know what? No, let's not do that. And I know these are quick hits because, like I said earlier, I don't want to talk about the shooter in Texas today. I don't want to talk about the ICE shooter, primarily because if I do, I'm going to probably start Fed posting. I will start Fed posting because I'll call a lot of people out and I'll call a lot of people a lot of slurs. because I think there's a lot of people that need to be called a lot of slurs. And I kind of like my YouTube channel. So it's probably best that I don't come out here and start saying things that will get my YouTube channel, Twitch channel, and potentially even my Kick channel go bye-bye. The amount of slurs that I would say. Oh my God. I would make slurs up even. I would create brand new slurs. Because there's a lot of people that need to be called a lot of slurs right now. There's a lot of them that need to be called a lot of slurs. What's this? Donut Operator and Brandon Herrera tag team to call out House Rep. Also, Brandon, political opponent Tony Gonzalez over his political violence tweet. Ooh, what is this? What is this? What is it? Ooh. What? I need to find. You see, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this, but I shouldn't do this, but maybe I can get. No, I shouldn't, but Brandon Herrera. Did you? Okay, maybe it's a reply. Maybe I should go donut op. I can't spell. Yeah, donut operator. Why wasn't I following either of these guys? I think there's a second Alex Jones. So there's only one Alex Jones channel. Now, the other Alex Jones channel that I did find is a fan-made Alex Jones channel. That is the other thing that I was able to find. So, okay. Let's do this, because I'm not making a video out of this. And I'm going to try not to say slurs. I'm going to try. Because I like my YouTube channel and I like my Twitch channel. I'm going to try not to say a bunch of bad slurs. Doing the best I can here. Realize that I might bite my tongue. Literally, I might have to bite my tongue before I do this. But we'll come over here. So this is Tony Gonzalez. San Antonio Spurs, UTSA, Roadrunners, Dallas Cowboys Go, Navy, former cryptologist, Jesus Christ, and apparently he is in Congress or something like this. But political violence has no role in society. ICE agents are performing their sworn duties and should be thanked, not harmed. I stand with ICE. Okay. Yeah, that would be nice if we had more people like this. Don't go out there calling them the modern day Gestapo. Don't go out there trying to dox them, attack them, make their lives a living hell. Don't do that, because that's bad. It doesn't make any logical sense, because they're just doing their basic duties. But hey, okay, leftists are psychopaths and schizos. But we have this from Brandon Herrera. Yet you use the same leftist rhetoric against me and other fellow Republicans when it's convenient. Shut the F up. But let's see, what did this twat nugget have to say? Okay, let's at least be fair and honest and not try to say any more slurs than twat nugget. Okay, let's try.
Bob Good endorsed my opponent, a known neo-Nazi. These
I'm trying here. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying not to say a word that I really want to be saying.
These people used to walk around with white hoods at night. Now they're walking around with white hoods in the daytime.
The rhetoric like this is what got Charlie Kirk killed. I'm really trying not to say a few words that I shouldn't say. But I also love how Donut Operator came in from the top rope. Dude straight up called Brandon a Nazi and wants to play this shit. Bro, you don't get to play this fucking game. You don't get to play these games. Does it rhyme with... I can't even allude. I don't think I have the strength to even allude to some of the words that I want to be saying, buddy. I think I'll just drop them. You can't be doing this anyway. This is my biggest fucking complaint right now with a lot of lefties. They want to do... It's like the fucking Kamala Harris thing. I'm going to turn down the temperature. I'm like the man in office right now. No. He has done nothing. And you want to do this whole, well, I hate my opponents. That was self-deprecating humor. In which he's also showing that he's not as strong as freaking Charlie Kirk or even his wife, and he's asking them, hey, please teach me how to be like you. That is such a strong moment and a great moment. But you guys have to take everything, and you go around there going like, well, no, he's a fascist, he's a this, he's a that, and you never want to fucking self-reflect, and then you just double down, triple down, quadruple down. For fuck's sakes, you guys were justifying the assassination of Charlie Kirk. You guys were going around there and defending people that were doing all this stuff, and... I'm biting my tongue. I am biting my tongue. Because I know biting my tongue is a whole lot better than saying what I really want to say. But I will also say that I'm really sick and tired of conservatives. I'm sick and tired of libertarian tards. I'm sick and tired of all those individuals that want to come out here and say, we can't use the forces of government because they'll do it to us. And I'm over here like, guess what? They're going to do it to us anyways. We have the justification right now and the moral obligation to go out there and rain hellfire down on these people. And because of a bunch of fucking conservatives and a bunch of fucking limp-wristed libtards, because I don't have a better term right now for a libertarian tard other than libtard. They want to just do the, no, slow down. We are the brake on the system. If you're nothing more than a brake for 4 fucking years, the other side is the foot that presses the accelerator all the time. You are naturally just going to progress further and further down one political way. And that political side has no problems right now using all the forces of government against you. So, what we need to do is quit being the goddamn brake right now and start being the guy who's going to grab the wheel very fucking hard, twist it around the other way, and press forward on the gas. We have not just the moral obligation to do that right now, the total justification to do that right now, but I'm gonna say this one last little fucking thing before I, stop myself. Just stop myself. Groomertarians? I don't want to say that because they're not groomers, but it's close. A society cannot permit people to glorify political assassinations, justify political assassinations, or even have any sort of love in their hearts or enjoyment of their hearts or any way to actually accept political assassinations. You cannot allow that within a society. You want to know why you cannot allow that within a society? Because the more you allow people to justify, glorify, or think that it's okay to have political assassinations, guess what? You get more political assassinations. So maybe we don't use the forces of government to shut those people up, but we use the forces of social structures or things like that. And hey, let's not fucking act like goddamn wimp-wristed fucking soy boy cucks when we know somebody's broken the law. When we know individuals go out there and break the law, we should round them up and prosecute them. Give them their time in court, yes. But if we're not willing to do that, we cannot correct the ship. That's what I'm gonna say. Did I see the Wolverine trailer? I saw parts of it. I saw parts. You know what? Let's pull that up before I get into the next thing. Let me pull something up to try to ease my... Well, that probably won't even ease my mood, but it'll get me at least out of the whole I'm going to lose my shit on a lot of people right now. Okay? It gets me out of that whole mindset that I am very, very, very much in. I am extremely in this whole... Yeah, I want to lose all sorts of shit right now. I want to lose all sorts of what is it? Who are these? Counterpoints and I don't fucking losers wanting to defend Destiny. Violent as hell. Well, I mean, I would hope the Wolverine game is violent. I've seen some stills. But okay, here's the Wolverine trailer, okay? Let me watch at least something that is a little not political for a second, okay? You know what? Here, I'll even record this. I will record me watching the Wolverine trailer because I will be honest here. I'll be fair. One, I'm already going to come out here and say I'm not really looking forward to this game. I think that it is a disaster waiting to happen, mainly because Insomniac is involved. Yeah, it's Insomniac. And Insomniac has, well, very much taken the whole Sweet Baby Inc. approach. They have been infiltrated. They've radically changed. Their gameplay might look good. Some of their combat systems might look good. But you have to always remember that Sweet Baby Inc. is involved with, you know, Insomniac. So that's something that you have to take into account in all this. But hey, let's at least take a look at this trailer, shall we? Wait. Okay, okay, there was a lot there. I don't like the trailer before the trailers. I don't like the whole trailer before the trailer thing. I find that to be just entirely cringe, entirely stupid. Just let me see the trailer.
Been fighting longer than I can remember.
Okay. Out the gate, I like this. I would want my Wolverine game to be extremely bloody, gory, and intense. Because it doesn't make sense that Wolverine wouldn't be ripping people apart with his claws or anything like that. I like that. Let me keep having that.
I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way of finding me.
Hey, I like that too. I like this notion of, hey, he's probably a little bit more on the retired side. He doesn't want to be involved. He doesn't like being super violent, but he's a little bit more animalistic. I do enjoy that. I'm enjoying that. I don't know much about the actor playing Logan, but I know he's an Aussie like Jackman. Ooh, I kind of like that. I do like the voice so far. I like the gravelly nature of it all. I like that.
But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run. Death's always waiting. Just not for me.
Ooh, Mystique. I'm not too fond of how Mystique looks. Granted, it's not a great view of it. I'll go back a little bit.
Because I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine.
Sentinels. I gotta be honest, bros. I like the trailer. Okay, I like the trailer. I like what I was seeing. I do know, like, the not too fond with how they have Mystique looking here. Granted, I haven't seen what the actress looks like. They focus way too much into the chin bones here. It's not a good look. It kind of looks just too serpentine and not really attractive, when Mystique is kind of like a femme fatale that can, you know, obviously transform into anything, but she's also supposed to be very attractive and things like that. I'm not too fond of that. I think maybe it could also just be the lighting and things like that. So I could give some credit where credit is due. I like the gory nature of it all. And I can never remember these people. I can never remember their name, but it's the cybernetic guys who, because this is obviously, I would say it's more of an, not old man Logan. So don't get me wrong here, but it's kind of like you know, it looks a little bit like the Logan movie, the people that he's going up there, where it's the cybernetic individuals, the people that were cybernetically enhancing themselves. That's who he's going up against for the most part here. Obviously, you have a Sentinel there at the end. I do like this. I've heard some of the story. I don't remember it all off the top of my head. Like, I know the leaks, okay? I saw the leaks. I couldn't ever pull up the leaks because my channel would get yeeted immediately. But I saw the leaks. I already know some of the things that are going to be going on. I have seen the images of, oh, what's her name? Not Mystique, but, her name's blanking on me right now. Jean Grey. I've seen the images of Jean Grey, and goddamn, time was not kind to her. So I personally do not have high hopes for this game. Gameplay-wise, it could be beautiful, because I could give Insomniac that. The mechanics, the gameplay, things of that nature, they're usually really good on. They know how to make a game that has fantastic graphics, fantastic gameplay. They know how to utilize that. Story-wise, they've kind of fallen off. They've fallen off. They've gone the way of the dodo bird. They've gone very much towards the Sweet Baby Inc. elements of it all. So I don't have high hopes for it in that regards. Time will tell. I'll say that. But as it stands right now with this trailer, goddamn, it's hard not to want to be like, I want this game now, because I want to be very brutal with Wolverine. I want to go around and screw shit up. I'm trying to watch my words right now, just for, you know, YouTube's sake. Go around and basically just rip people apart utilizing Wolverine. It would be freaking amazing to do that, and a really good game, because Wolverine's one of my favorite Marvel characters. Even he's a character I've always admired, always liked. I thought he was one of my favorites. He's up there with like Doctor Strange and Blade for me. I adore Wolverine as a character, so I would love to have like a proper Wolverine game. But I'm scared I'm not going to be able to get this. Plus, I don't even have a PlayStation. I don't really care for PlayStation, and I'll wait till it comes out on PC. That's my take on it right now. But hey, time will tell what's going to happen here. I just don't have high hopes. Looks great, although I'm curious on how Insomniac will fuck it up. So, I should have pulled this up soon. I think maybe Kyle? I think Kyle had the picture. But give me a... Maybe it was Kyle. It might not have been Kyle. It might have been somebody else. I also want... I'll pull this up for I can do. Maybe it was Endymion? I don't like to pull up Endymion. I think it might have been Endymion. I think. Don't quote me on that. Okay, it wasn't Endymion. Oh, excuse me. Goddamn. It wasn't Endymion. Maybe it was Smash JT. Let me see. Let me check out Smash JT real quick. Oh, excuse me. Here it is. Here is this. Wolverine looks good from the cinematic trailer, but a full year away and zero gameplay shown is big meh from me right now. An improvement from the leaked Jean Grey, but don't forget, this is a Sweet Baby Inc. involved game. Oh, okay, so I think this was the leaked Jean Grey. Insomniac Games and Sweet Baby Inc. have uglified Jean Grey. I don't see. I thought you had a picture. Like, that was what the Jean Grey was in the initial leaks. Granted, they were unpolished leaks, so obviously it would change. They're trying to community notes this to claim there was a mix of gameplay captured on the PS5. My brother in Christ, I don't count QuickTime events as gameplay LMFAO. I also don't count QuickTime events as gameplay, so I'll agree with that. I haven't seen like any other aspects of the trailer, but I don't know. I don't know if this face was the leaked face, or if this is like the newer face. I don't know which is which right now, so I'm gonna hold off on that. Insomniac is Sweet Baby Inked, so I can't have high hopes there. But I do want to actually tackle this. Let me see. Let me see. Testing. Okay, I got it. So we have this. Because this was going around a little while ago. Let me pull it. Let me get the trailer. Font. Apple TV. Oh shit. I was not expecting that. Oh, actually I should have expected that. Let me get this pulled up fully. So I'm just trying to get it set up so we can have what we need. No, fuck. YouTube is being a bitch right now. Okay. So I got this. So I'm pretty sure you guys are well aware of the movie Savant that was supposed to be coming out here shortly over on Apple Plus. Now, the Savant movie is based off of some actual true events. Granted, they massaged the true events to make them be something completely different. And yes, it's Karen, white liberal woman, at house infiltrating extremist groups, which in the movie are just white supremacists, okay? Even though in reality the story was that she infiltrated Muslim terrorists, but that's besides the point right here, okay? But obviously the trailer has been ratioed to heck and back because, oh my god, it was a bad trailer. I'm not even gonna put you guys through what this trailer was. It was a nightmarish style of a trailer. But following the recent events that we have been logically seeing all over the place, we had Apple TV come out here and say that they are indefinitely delaying the release of this movie or TV show because, let's be fair here, guys, it's about radicalization and it shows off a bunch of radicalization terrorist attacks. Like, it is not something you want to be putting out right now, and it is something that you would probably want to be delaying just for good PR and PR measurements. But following the announcement that, hey, they are going to be delaying it, rightfully so in my personal opinion, and possibly never putting it out because, god dang, it is a nightmarish idea to even watch this. Like, this trailer is just outwardly cringe beyond cringe belief. We do have Jessica Chastain now coming out here making a statement. But so Jessica Chastain says she's not aligned with Apple for halting the savant after Charlie Kirk murder. While I wish the show wasn't so relevant, unfortunately it is. It's not relevant at all. But why don't we take a look at what it is that she had to say, shall we? Jessica Chastain has released a statement regarding the postponement of her Apple TV series, The Savant, saying she is not aligned with the streamer on the decision to pause the release. On Tuesday, it was announced, yada, yada, yada. We already got this, but we come right down here. In the last 5 years since we've been making the show, we've seen an unfortunate amount of violence in the United States. The kidnapping attempt of Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, which was entrapment. The January 6th attack on the Capitol, okay, I could give you that. The assassination attempt on President Trump, I can agree with that. The political assassination of Democratic representative in Minnesota, well, that one's a little bit more iffy, if not great at all. Like, I could outright say that was a bad one, but there's still some facts around that that's a little bit iffy and up in the air on what actually happened there. The attack on Speaker Pelosi's husband, again, that was just a weird incident in and of itself, with another crazy individual saying that he even knew Nancy Pelosi and is also an illegal immigrant from Canada. Like, there's a lot of weirdness in that whole situation. The assassination conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, the recent shooting at the ABC affiliate station in California, these I can agree with, and over 300 school shootings across the country. A little bit more iffy there, but okay, let's just go with it. Okay, let's just go with what she's saying right now. Chastain wrote on Instagram, these incidents, though far from encompassing the full range of violence witnessed in the United States, illustrate a broader mindset that crosses the political spectrum. Okay, I could kind of agree with this, not fully, because I don't believe in the whole both sides narrative, especially when you take a look at the things like ADL, the recent economic polling, and some of the other things that are out there. They openly admit that they don't even track the political violence in anywhere at all comparable to each other. I mean, even the ADL fully admits that they come out here and say that, hey, they'll categorize white supremacist violence in prisons as right-wing extremism. So make that make sense. Heck, there's even other evidence of them fully and outwardly not even categorizing actual leftist terrorism as leftist terrorism. You could take a look at the Aaron Danielson murder that took place in Portland, Oregon back in 2020. Yeah, that they didn't count that as left-wing extremism, even though the guy that, you know, pulled the gun out and fired the gun was an actual Antifa man that said that, yes, I did this because he was a Trump supporter. So yeah, let's be real fair here. We could say it does cross the political spectrum, but it's mainly one side. It must be confronted. I've never shielded away from difficult subjects, and while I wish the show wasn't so relevant, unfortunately it is. No, your show is not relevant. Your show's not relevant in the slightest. Because just to remind you guys what her show is, it is quite literally her infiltrating extremist groups on the internet, getting involved with them, and then going in there to attack them and fight them and to stop them. And the extremist groups are, well, very much depicted as being alt-right white supremacist neo-Yazis. That's what they're being depicted as. They're not even being depicted as, hey, maybe, oh, leftist organization, maybe there's this, maybe there's that. All your stuff is like a bunch of like right-wing extremist groups. So it doesn't even count in the grand scheme of things. Like, you even have her like getting into some chat rooms and stuff. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull some of these up, because there's some weird ones. Mass. And I'm not trying to do this, but you can. I'm trying my hardest to make out some of these, because they show off some of the things that she ends up even like engaging with. Like if I come here and I'll turn down the music or the volume on this and just full screen it, you can see join your Aryan brothers. Blonde hair, blue eyes. If you don't got them, don't talk to me. Like, BLM can shove it. Stopping traffic on the highway on my way to work. I should have just done everyone a favor. Oh, god dang. But you can see like where they're targeting this. You can see like what they're trying to say is like the bad thing and what is the actual awful thing here. There's nothing here that's outwardly like saying, hey, it's both sides. You're just saying it's one side with this show. So it's not even applicable to today's standards. Like, for crying out loud, this isn't even that hard to figure out. President Balls made some art today. What am I supposed to be seeing here? Is this supposed to be a Yahtzee symbol? Like, I don't even know. Your whole show is based on one side. So no, it's not applicable, because if it was applicable, you would be tackling the other side in today's highlights. You wouldn't be just going after one side and continuing the division. That's one of the other reasons why Apple TV suspended it, is it only targets one side. It doesn't talk about both sides. It only talks about one political side. And again, you massage the truth of what the actual story was. It was a woman getting involved in revealing some Muslim extremists, not outwardly alt-right extremists. So miss me with your bullshit. And at the end of the day, I do think that this show will eventually see the light of day. It will be a long time, but it's pretty obvious that Apple TV right now is trying to, you know, simmer down tensions, and Jessica Chastain's out here saying, no, we need to tackle this head on, when it's not going to help anything at all. But hey, that's my take on the whole situation there. Yeah, I've been seeing this Jessica Chastain thing go around, and it's like, yeah, calm the fuck on. Calm the fuck on. Your thing isn't even accurate at all, and it's just you tackling right-wing extremism, when the reality right now is it's very much left-wing extremists. That is the problem. It's not both sides, for fuck's sakes. I'm so sick and tired of this both sides argument. Calm down. Relax. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Man, I have a nice little post going on. I got a nice little post going. But I don't know if you guys saw this. Oh, why am I blinking? Marty O'Donnell was actually over on Timcast tonight. Yes, Marty O'Donnell was on Timcast tonight, and Phil Labonte took this picture. Okay. Met Marty O'Donnell tonight. I've been a Halo fan for as long as there has been Halo, so I had to grab a pic. Great guy. And I'm taking a look at this picture when I first came across my timeline, and I'm just staring at it. And I even said it here. Either you are much shorter than I thought, or he is much taller than I thought. Because I always imagined Phil being a relatively tall dude, a pretty tall dude. But I'm seeing him here next to Marty, and I'm like, what? Something here is weird. Okay, and plus you're not passing, you know, the ding dong thing. Like when you stand at an angle, you don't pass the ding dong check. You have to stand like straight up. Come on, bro. But look, I'm looking at this. Either Phil here is really huge, like buff wise, and is really short, or Marty is really, really tall. Those two things can't be true at the same time. I'm sorry, they can't. Because when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, God damn, you look like his high school son. That's what you look like. Size-wise, maybe even middle school. Like you're a freshman in high school compared to him. You're so tiny when you're standing next to him. And I'm used to seeing Phil and thinking of Phil as this really big dude. And now I'm looking at this like, God damn, you're tiny. You're a little bitty dude. You're a little bitty. You're pretty sure Marty's really tall, says Haiti. That's probably true, and Phil could be average height. Okay, he could be like 6'2", but I'm telling you, standing next to Marty, you look like a kid. You look like a little kid. And it does kind of look, the more I look at this picture, it's like, look at me and my dad. Look at me and my dad. You know, Marty's much older than Phil and everything like, it's like, look at me and my dad. Look at me and my dad. Look at how cool my dad is. Listen, I like Joe. Phil Labonte's super fucking based. I follow that dude. He's like some of my tweets. He's like some of my comments. Dude, I like Phil. I like Phil a lot. And he's the main reason I still watch Timcast, is because of Phil. Is he an excellent presenter on the show when he fills in? Could do a little bit better. But I'll also sit here and say that I think Phil is an expert on the show, and he is really required. He helps pull that show together, and without Phil, Nah. Nah. Phil helps make the Timcast show so much more enjoyable. That's why I enjoy him. And Phil was going off when he found out that Alex Jones came back on YouTube. He was so happy. He was bringing back his Metal Scream yell. Oh my god, I loved it. I loved that moment. We need more Phil Labonte in our life. We need more Phil. But here, because I've been tackling some what I do. No, I'm not gonna. I want to tackle the big topic that I'm thinking of right now. So, I want to tackle this. Because I was seeing this dude going around today. So first off, I'll pull up his Twitter account just to let you guys know who it is that I'm talking about here. And I've seen him go around maybe a few times prior. Maybe. Big maybe on if I've seen him go around a few times prior. But this is a content creator called LN Historian. And now this guy has a bunch of YouTube. You can see all of his stuff there. And the main reason I'm pulling this guy up is because, well, he put this out. Yes, this is back in September, back on the 19th, but he put this out the other day. And this isn't the main one that we're going to be tackling here. But what we will be tackling is his other one. But he has this one first. Responding to the anime man on the anime tourist versus colonization analogy, is anime inherently political? Yes, it is. No, it's not. But let's at least see what this guy has to say here first.
So let me get this right. You make a political analogy comparing anime tourists and colonization, and when I call you out on said political analogy, you tell me I'm too political and need to go outside.
Yes. Yes. Because, okay, I don't even know what the anime man said in this particular interaction here, but 110%, let's be real fair here. When it comes to tourists, you are like colonizers. You go around all over the place trying to change things for your enjoyment and not like sitting there and being like, okay, so why do I like this? That is an actual like colonization bent. And then when it comes to this idea that all anime is political, no, not in the slightest. Is there a political anime here or there? Probably. I could probably name one here or there. I could probably tackle. And even as I sit here and think about it, I can't really think of an inherently political anime. I could think of anime that tackle maybe a political theme, some philosophical themes, things of that nature, but I'm not thinking of an anime off the top of my head that is inherently political. And I'm making that very clear here because just because anime tackles maybe a political position, a philosophical position, something in like morals and things of that nature, that does not mean it's inherently political. That is a leftist terminology that has been applied to things like Doctor Who, things like Star Trek. They always try to make this all about, hey, it's political because they tackle political themes, but instead they don't realize that it's just tackling political themes and it's not political. So already your premise is entirely wrong, and I agree with the anime man. You do need to go outside and touch some grass because you are just way too political here.
Alright, bro. To clarify my point in your part of the video, all I was saying is that I find it embarrassing how some anime fans act like victims whenever new people, let's call them normies,
Yes, because every single time a tourist or a normie comes in, they start complaining about maybe fan service. They start complaining about maybe a character's art design here or there. They might be complaining about all sorts of things. We could go into the whole lolly debate, but I don't want to deal with the lolly debate. But they immediately want to change it for their own standards instead of sitting here and going like, okay, so why do anime fans like this? They'll start nitpicking art design or things of that nature instead of actually sitting there and dealing with the actual substance of itself, or maybe realizing what it is that they're looking at isn't meant for them and they need to go somewhere else. Death Note's right over there. Death Note as normie as can be. Go watch Death Note. Deal with your Death Note garbage, okay? Please, just go over there.
Join the community. I'm not saying you're one of the extreme voices. In fact, I thought you were pretty light. My only issue was the comparison. As a major figure in the community, you're almost normalizing this analogy, and in doing so, giving more ammo to these extreme fans.
I think maybe he agrees with that whole thing. Like he's being very fair with it, but there are tourists that come into the whole genre and want to change it. That is a fact. And we don't like that because you guys do it to every other genre, but here you have no problem with it. But I'm kind of done with this particular clip here. And the reason, like, I don't want to focus in on this clip here because he decided to quote tweet it, I believe today, and he doubled down on this whole notion that anime is political, and he has it right here. The fact that the Trash Taste podcast, Giguk, Sea Dog, and the Anime Man couldn't immediately recognize that One Piece is deeply political series is very concerning when it comes to media literacy. I'm holding back my anger right now in my attempt to say a bunch of slurs, but we'll keep digging into here. You don't need Hassan Abi to point it out. Hassan is incredibly wrong with it, and he thinks that frickin' Hamas terrorists are the same as Luffy, which is factually wrong. Anyone with basic reading comprehension could see that. Oh God, I want to scream. That said, I doubt they're actually that oblivious. It feels more like they're choosing to deny it for whatever reason. Maybe it explains Joey's response to essentially saying anime is not that deep / political. Well, I do think anime is a whole lot deeper, but let's see. What is this clip that he's trying to play here?
Which is a very political anime, Connor.
It's okay. Well,
it is a very political
what?
anime.
You told me One Piece is very political.
Yes.
What aspect?
Oh my.
What okay, you have a very quick shot there. What? Okay, so that doesn't make it political. This doesn't mean it's political. This means people have taken it and tried to make it political. Those are two very different things there. Just because at riots and insurrections you will see people waving around the straw hat flag doesn't mean the show is political. That means people are taking it to make it political. Two very distinctive things there, my dude.
Oh my God, yes, I love this. Okay. This is gonna piss off everybody, but I'm so right about this, even though like I'm okay, first of all, again, maybe a little bit too long as an arc. He's quite literally about like, you know, indigenous populations being removed from their land.
Which arc are you even talking about here? Which arc are you talking about?
And like violently trying to you know, find autonomy and emancipation through, you know, through violent means directly against like an enemy that is much more powerful than them. That is like, you know, that's.
Are we talking about Wano? Are we talking about Skypiea? What arc are we talking about here? Because that is very important in order for me to tackle this entire argument that he's trying to say here. All you have is, well, this arc that's super long. What arc? What arc? Because if I do Skypiea is a very deep arc that actually deals with gods and the ideas of religion and fundamentalism. It is much more than just, well, indigenous peoples and indigenous populations being removed. Yes, that is an aspect of it, but there's also the notion of gods, false gods, the ability to be a god, total destruction, and in beginning some of the inherent mysteries and mysticism of the greater world of One Piece as a whole within the Skypiea arc. So there's a lot to tackle in that arc outside of just the idea of maybe the Shandorans not being allowed to be on their native land in this grand scheme of things. Okay, so there's more than that. If you just tackle it from the idea of the Shandorans not being allowed to be in Shandora, you are missing the vast majority of what that arc is actually meant to represent, and the whole notion around the idea of a false god and enforcing his will on everybody, not just the Shandorans, but also the Skypieans.
So like a land back movement, which is inherently very political, very leftist.
And even when it comes to what he just said there, in fact, what he just said there is even worse when you get into the actual manga and start tackling in the why am I blanking on what the actual terminology is and what the actual like story is, but the cover stories in which they start following Inaru, Enel, whatever you want to call him, and they start following his story and how his people were left the moon. They actually come from space. They actually come from the moon. They left the moon in search of Verth, in search of this land, and they ended up finding it. They ended up being the Skypieans. They ended up being this. There's a whole lot more to this whole entire story that is left out of the anime in a disgusting way, in my opinion. That is actually a fault of Toei Animation right there, in which you just tackle this one little bit and you never get the actual full extent of like Enel's entire story in this grand scheme, him going to the moon, him seeing some of the ramifications of the moon and some of the actions that were going on there, and another aspect that was deep within the actual Skypiea arc that you could see later on when you also realize this is a aspect of One Piece, the idea of resources, the idea of requiring these resources in order to grow. One of the big reasons the Skypians and the Shandorans loved this, the Shandora and this land and the Upper Yard, was because that is the only way for them to grow trees and to grow resources. So they require it because soil is not natural to the land of Skypiea or any of these cloud lands. So they require that. That's why they worship this area and think of this stuff as being very strong and productive. There's a lot more to this than just people being replaced and everything like that.
I feel like I watched a different. I read it.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to describe this to him. He's like, "What are you talking about?" It's
I was
about
like, man, I saw funny gum man.
Yeah.
killed
No,
that
One
guy.
Piece is about having fun with your friends and being free.
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
I mean, kind of it is. One of the big aspects of it is having fun with your friends and being free. That is actually one of the biggest inherent philosophies within One Piece, is the quest for ultimate freedom. What is true freedom? What is this idea of true freedom? And as we have gone further and further within the series, primarily within the manga itself, there's a lot of different people that have different aspects and different belief structures around what it means to be truly free. That is one of the keyest aspects of this entire thing. And if you ignore that and think, well, it's just about this, yeah, if you laugh that whole notion off, again, you're missing all of what One Piece is. Jesus Christ, I hate it when these people get into involved. Fucking Hassan is the biggest tourist out there. Yes, one of the key aspects of One Piece is the quest for ultimate freedom. And what does that mean for individuals? And if you laugh that off as, oh, it's just that's so much deeper than that, is the whole quest for freedom. No, that is the inherent quest. That is the inherent story. That is the inherent philosophy within One Piece. Jesus Christ.
First of all, Luffy is a terrorist. And he is.
So, okay. No, he's not. But at the same time, he is. So that's a little bit more of a deeper level. So no, he's not actually a terrorist. He's a liberator. That's a very different thing than being a terrorist. He is the sun god. He is Nika. He is the liberator. He is Daenerys Targaryen, the breaker of chains, blah, 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 blah. That is what Luffy is. He is this inherent individual to go around and give people joy, make people laugh, have fun, and is a liberator. Much different than an outright terrorist. You could say, yes, he is a terrorist by the perspective of the world itself, because there's a little bit more nuance to this entire perspective when it comes to Luffy and some of the things that go on with that. You have to always remember that you, the viewer, watching Luffy, he is your hero, even though he's a little bit more selfish and things like that. You view most of One Piece through the aspects of the Straw Hats, but you also have to remember that the rest of the world views all pirates as bad guys. They just do, because the idea that there's good pirates like the Straw Hats going around, those are actually minimal compared to the vast majority of all pirates. Most pirates are villains. That's another fact of the matter. So if the rest of the world views all these pirates as villains, Luffy would inherently be a bad guy to the rest of the world. You, the viewer, do not view him as a villain. You view him as the greatest liberator out there, because that is who he is. He's the Joy Boy. Well, not the Joy Boy. He is Nika. He is the return of Nika. He's the return of Joy Boy. That is what Luffy is. He's not a terrorist. He's something completely different.
He is. I mean, he literally is.
Even on this whole notion of terrorism is to be fighting for a political belief structure or a religious structure or things like that. Luffy doesn't do that. Luffy goes around, punches people, walks away. Like, that's what Luffy is. Luffy's whole goal is to just be free. And if you're in his way or screwing with his friends, he's gonna hurt you. That's about it. You could go to Enies Lobby, and when he declared war on the entirety of the world government, yes, you could say, well, that's a terrorist moment, but you have to take into account, why was he doing that? He viewed the world government as being the chains around Robin and being incapable of allowing Robin to be free and to live. So he declared war on the world government so that Robin could be free and to live and to be prosperous and go forward, the liberation aspect of it all. You can't just sit there and say, well, he's a terrorist. No, there's so much deeper to what One Piece is, and dumbasses like Hassan here just have to sit down and think that it's all inherently political.
He's fighting.
I hate that you're kind of right.
Yes,
I fucking hate that you're kind of right.
Yeah, he is a freedom fighter in the most like honorable sense of the word.
Yeah.
He is quite literally fighting against an unjustifiable, corrupt military apparatus that is like holding the entire world hostage, the world government, and
here's the other aspect of this. Okay, so yes, Hassan is partially true that the world government is inherently corrupt and awful. He is partially true. I'm not even trying to sit here and just outwardly deny that. But again, and there's actually a really good video on some of these subjects from a guy named Danksake, I want to believe it is, in which he's tackling like how Dragon is the ultimate hero within all of One Piece, and it would actually be the actual terrorist here, not Luffy, but okay, that's besides the point. But he does this great thing with the whole perspective and what perspective is within One Piece. Yes, at the upper echelons of the world government, it is entirely corrupt. You, the viewer, when you deal with the world government, you see nothing but the bad guys. But you now need to take a look, again, at the aspect of the world. Like I just did with Luffy, the aspect of the world, because of like Big News Morgan and people like that, they view Luffy as a bad guy, okay? That is true. But now let's take a look at this from the other side. When you take the aspect of the world, the people of the world, the citizens of the world, how do they naturally view the Marines and the world government? They actually view them in a favorable light because, just like I said, how there's a vast majority of pirates that are actually villains, there's a large number of actual Marines that are more in line with people like Kobe or Garp or any of the actual good Marines that you know about, individuals like Smoker and people like that. The vast majority of the Marines would actually align more or less with people like Smoker, Tashigi, Garp, Kobe. They would actually probably follow them and agree with what their motives are versus a lot of the other individuals like Sakazuki, Spandam, Lucci, even if Gorosei, for crying out loud. Even when it comes to this notion of, hey, the world government does genocides, which is true, but those are actually incredibly rare in the grand scheme of things. The idea of going around and doing a buster call is rarely ever actually in the show. You only actually ever see a buster call maybe twice in the entire show. And in fact, I don't even know if they finished the second buster call that they've ever seen. Oh, okay, third. Because the only other time that you've ever heard of a buster call prior to what they're doing right now in Egghead is back during Enies Lobby. Again, that was when you were first seeing like the last two buster calls ever, O'Hara and Egghead. The vast majority of the time, you don't hear about buster calls. You don't see buster calls. Buster calls are incredibly rare. And like I said, yes, the world government is corrupt. The whole celestial dragons, what's going on there? But this is another quote from Oda. Another fun little quote from Oda. When he starts tackling what is actually going to be, you know, the past, the creation of the world government, he specifically said that you're going to be sitting there questioning who's actually the villains in all this. Who's actually the bad guys here? Is Imu the bad guy? Is the world government really the bad guys? Or are they good? Or were they justified in their actions? You're going to be sitting there questioning what is actually going on. But hey, I mean, tourists like Hassan wouldn't understand that.
Navy, he's literally killing cops. Like,
no. Luffy doesn't off people. That is a fundamental thing that Oda ensures does not happen within the show. You could say, well, I mean, this filler arc he might have done. Nah, filler arc doesn't count. Luffy doesn't kill. The Straw Hats do not kill. That is a fundamental fact and a fundamental rule that Oda has put in there. If you come out here and say that, oof, he killed a bunch of cops. No. He does not kill. That is a core aspect of what One Piece is. Jesus Christ, anybody that says this is a lunatic and should be kicked out of the community. For crying out loud, you are not a One Piece fan if you're saying anything like this. You are nothing more than a tourist and you haven't actually delved into the more foundational elements of what One Piece is.
He's killing sea cops and motherfuckers are like, no, that's not politics. What do you mean? That's just like dumb man having fun.
I mean, the thing is, like, I remember you saying this yesterday when we were having dinner, and I was just like, I think with One Piece, just because of the art style and just the way things are, funny rubber man, of course, you know, you can take it at that level and it's still very, very interesting stories. But if you break down some of the stuff that happens, half of it is Luffy going up against a corrupt government or corrupt...
About a third of it. About a third of it is that. There's a whole lot more deeper aspects of it. Even I would even say a third of it is that. There's a so much deeper aspect than just Luffy going up against a corrupt government.
Yeah.
Okay, but you had this. But here's the thing, okay? This dude is retarded. Hassan's retarded. Anybody that thinks that One Piece is actually inherently political is retarded. And I'm going to do it with a little statement that I did. Now, here's rock solid, obviously. I'm going to say modern media literacy is people looking for bias, manipulation, and hidden agenda where they aren't, while missing the plain meaning right in front of them. It's treating every joke like a puzzle, every arc like propaganda, and every message like a secret code. And I have a fun little thing for you, for those of you that don't know this about One Piece, and I'll just bring down my response to this. Oda puts religious iconography, religious symbolism, and Christian values all throughout One Piece. Fun fact there. We can go through like a couple of the very easy ones to hit off right now. You can say devil fruits. You can tackle Needhawk's cross sword, his cross dagger. You can tackle easy things like that. Obviously, super easy to tackle there. Other aspects is there are 2 world trees within all of One Piece. Just 2. There's the Eve tree over in Marie-Joie, and then the Adam tree over in Elbath. Both of these trees are incredibly important to the overall story, to the overall element, and if you're gonna sit there and say, why the hell is there an Adam and Eve tree? Because there's inherently religious aspects to this entire story. There's other religious examples all throughout One Piece. The idea of gods, religion, iconography, all that stuff is throughout One Piece itself. But one of the biggest ones, one of the best ones that I love to use in this little moment, during Wano arc, and major spoilers ahead, major spoilers ahead. So if you're watching this on the replay or you're watching this now, I'm warning you right now, there is major spoilers about to happen in 3, 2, 1. During Wano arc, Luffy dies. Luffy dies during Wano arc. That is a fact. Well, okay, not a fact, but that is what is inherently implied within the battle between him and Kaido. Luffy returns, though. Luffy is resurrected, utilizing the powers of the, well, his now awakened Gum Gum fruit, which was not the Gum Gum fruit, but in reality was the human fruit Nika variant. He was brought back as a god, as a liberator, as a divine being after he is died. He dies and is resurrected. Can't get any more fundamental than that. And Oda loves throwing in Christian iconography, Christian storytelling, all that stuff throughout all of One Piece. So if I take this entire position of, hey, media literacy and like, oh my god, it's inherently political, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if that's the position you want to take, I will take the position that One Piece is inherently Christian, is filled with Christian values. I will take that position. I think that's a stupid position to take, and I think the reality of One Piece is they tackle hard themes, maybe a political theme here or there, but they also tackle hard philosophy and philosophical questions and what is true and moral, and they deal with these very brilliant tactics and these very brilliant storytelling to give you a beautiful legend, a beautiful tale, on par with things like Berserk. Yeah, I'll even throw it up there. I'll say that this One Piece is on par with Lord of the Rings. It is one of the greatest stories ever told in all of human existence, and the amount of themes that it has tackled through Oda himself is fantastic. It is incredibly fantastic, and it makes you sit there and think and wonder what's going on. Hell, even when it comes to the corrupt government, the corrupt evil government. The corrupt evil government utilizes weird demonic iconography, weird demonic symbolisms. Outright, they have like pentagrams that they use to travel around everywhere. They use demon energy. In Emu, when he is first shown off to use some of his powers for the first time, he is a devil demonic creature, a very much looked like a devil. Where we are right now in the story in Elbath, again, spoiler warning for those that are watching still, Emu is utilizing a grimoire and his own devil fruit powers to turn other people into demons. So if the bad guys are demons and devils and things of that nature, and Luffy is our liberator, our god figure within the story, wouldn't that even be more evidence of a Christian theme throughout all of One Piece? Therefore, One Piece is inherently Christian and is a Christian nationalist story. All about freedom and liberation. No, it's stupid to say that. Those are themes. That doesn't make the story inherently this or that. Those are themes. But dumb people like Hassan, like this freaking LM guy or LN historian, people like that, they are tourists. They try to tackle and come into your medium. Come into the things that you love, you adore, you enjoy, to act just like the colonizers that Anime Man called out. They act just like the locusts that I've called them on multiple occasions. They come into your medium, they come into your area, and they want to change it and bastardize it to fit their agenda and their means. Don't let them do it. Call them out every time you see them do this, because they are awful individuals. The fact that Hassan is this person that thinks that he understands One Piece at all is laughable, because the amount of in-depth studying you have to do to just start cracking some of the codes of One Piece is insane. There's wonderful channels out there that will sit down and do long form videos on what One Piece is truly about, but Hassan will never look at them and never realize just how stupid he sounds when he says this, when even the people that do these long form in-depth breakdowns of One Piece and like the storytelling and the story structures, they look at what Hassan is saying. They might agree with Hassan politically, but they see what he's saying in regards to One Piece and they think he's entirely stupid. I'm not even making that up. They think he's entirely stupid. Hell, even when it comes to the guy I was shouting out, Dak Sake, in his Dragon video, and how Dragon is actually like one of the greatest heroes in all of One Piece and is the only true hero. He sits down and talks about how you cannot equate the Marines to cops. So when you hear Hassan saying, well, he's just going around, being ACAB with the Marines, they're third police. No, there's something much deeper and much more symbolic within those actual Marines themselves, and they actually care about the world government. And if you're sitting there saying like they're the same as cops, you are not even getting what the fundamental story of One Piece truly is. But hey, tourists are gonna tourists, and they're gonna bastardize anything they get their hands on. Yeah, I had to go full weeb there for a moment and just start just going and unleashing some of my knowledge of One Piece on this shit, because that is idiotic, to say the least, that One Piece is inherently political. Idiotic. Anybody that says that is a outright stupid person. I'm not even gonna pull my punches. They are stupid beyond belief. One Piece is a... I heard somebody say it. Hell, I didn't even think to throw this in there. One of my favorite arcs within One Piece is actually the Impel Down arc. Now, a lot of people will take a look at this. Maybe, the trash taste people, they'll take a look at it and go like, oh, it's just Luffy going throughout a prison. Hell, Hassan will be like, it's Luffy going throughout a prison and freeing prisoners, see terrorists. No. The Impel Down arc is a take on the Divine Comedy, Dante's Inferno, an inherently religious text. Oda took that text and wove that into One Piece. Yes, it's comical. Yes, it has its own little aspects here or there, but he took a Divine Comedy and made an entire arc centered around that. The layers of hell and hell itself and what hell truly is. He took that, made a beautiful arc about it. One of my personal favorite arcs. It doesn't get enough credit. A lot of people don't like that arc. I find that to be my personal favorite arc out of all the arcs out there. Granted, it also leads directly into Summit War, but I really love Impel Down. But if I utilize any of that stuff, I could sit here and tell you all day and night, One Piece is inherently Christian. That means it's a Christian story. I'm not going to do that. I find that to be a stupid position to ever take, because the truth of One Piece is I can't remember how this guy said it. I saw somebody responding to this, and they put it right. And like what One Piece truly is. And I might let me see if I can find it via the quote. Let me see if I can do it. Comes to no. No. Sorry, I was reading somebody just taking shots at him. I just read somebody did a tweet. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find the person that quote tweeted this because it is there's a lot of people quote tweeting this dude. There's a lot of people quote tweeting this dude. I'm trying to see because somebody said it just it's perfect. And I wish I would have I wish I would have seen it sooner. Where is it? Where is it? No, that's rock. I probably won't be able to find it because goddamn, there's so many of these. But somebody said it just right when it came to what One Piece was, and it was was talking about One Piece because they want to feel vindicated by talking about a story they didn't understand is getting kind of boring. One Piece mocks both Yahtzees and woke people. Cry about it. Yeah. I'm not even gonna do. I'm like this here. This quote tweet right here. This quote tweet right here from an action from somebody I'd probably disagree with and is an uber One Piece fan. I mean, that's a Gonko. That's Gonko right there, who's only in the manga right now. Mocks both Yahtzees and woke people. Yes. Yes. Germa 66. They're your Yahtzees. Yes. They are your Yahtzees. And they are made fun of ruthlessly. Because, yes, they might make strong characters, but guess what? They're also kind of ridiculous because they're super Sentai. They're evil Power Rangers. I'm not even lying. That's what they are. They're evil Power Rangers. Woke people. Yes. Yes. Let me see. Can I find the person that said this? Well, I do agree all art is inherently political. Hassan, no. I saw one person agree with him and I'm just like, no. Where is it, brother? Where is it? This right here is part of my main reason why I enjoy and hold the opinion highly because... Oh, fuck off. Fuck off with these freaking stupid bots. I don't think I'm gonna see it, but somebody called it like it's not a divine. It wasn't a divine, but it was like a legendary philosophical story. Somebody said it like that. God damn it, I'm starting to dip into the people that say One Piece is inherently political. Starting to dip into those fucking retards, which are just incredibly idiotic. Because again, I can say One Piece is inherently Christian. Like, it's super easy to sit there and say anime is inherently Christian, especially through One Piece. But I don't want to do that because it is so stupid to say that. God damn, I'm not gonna be able to find the thing that I'm not gonna be able to find the thing that I'm looking. Oh, right here. I just found it. Wait, no, maybe I don't have it. Maybe. Romantic philosophy. That's what it is. Romantic philosophy. So it was this guy that I saw. Okay, this dude. And I did like it. But man, this guy must be absolutely boring to talk to. Newsflash, trying to make One Piece a political work narrows its scope down drastically, which is true. Because it's not just a political work. It's not. There might have political themes in it, but there's so much more to what One Piece is that trying to say that it's just political ignores what half of it is. It's a story rooted in romantic philosophy at its heart. I love the way that they're saying that, because that is truly what One Piece is. It's romantic philosophy. I find that to be just so beautiful to say it, and it perfectly encapsulates what One Piece is. Romantic philosophy, this idea that it's just politics. No, it's so much deeper, so much more. There's so much more to that overall story, and trying to say that it's just one thing is stupid. Trying to remove that and shoehorn your own profound beliefs into it means that you miss the point and are unable to escape your narrow-minded bubble. Stop trying to impress that upon others, you cultural colonist. Oh God, I love this! And he does come back. I do want to see this. This took off way more than I thought it would. Well, if you're interested in storytelling that focuses more on romantic themes, such as adventure and preserves it, I cannot say this word. Perseverance in the face of overwhelming odds, consider checking out my book. Okay. Oh, perseverance. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I'll drop his link right now in my chat. Fuck it. If you guys want to check out his book, go right on ahead, because I fundamentally agree with his overall point there. Other people you can check out here. I'll give you guys some other content creators if you do want to dig deeper into like One Piece and some of the good aspects of One Piece and some of the like the themes and terminology and stuff like that within One Piece. I can give you. Is it Dank Sake? Dank Sake? I think it's Dank Sake. Yes, Dank Sake is one of them. I can drop his YouTube channel right here. I do like. I'll watch Dank Sake every so often. Good content creator. They also put out like posters and stuff. And like I'm gonna say right here, I've probably disagreed with him on a whole lot, but I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Another guy I would highly suggest people check out, Grand Line Review. Oh, I love watching Grand Line Review. I still need to finish a couple videos. But Grand Line Review, he's an Aussie, and the beauty of Grand Line Review, and I'm gonna give Grand Line Review a very high check mark on this one. Very high check mark. The beauty of Grand Line Review is he kind of takes it the way a lot of our guys take it. You know, a lot of the fellowship individuals. He takes it, he sits there, he pieces it, he looks through the story, he dissects it, he has actual criticism for the story and some of the story aspects. He does a really good job breaking this down, and he delves into like a theory here or there. He delves into some aspects of the story here or there, and he does such a good job at doing it and actually articulating his words that I freaking enjoy him. And then there was another one, Ohara. Ohara's the other guy. I'll give him a shout out, okay? I'll give him a shout out. This guy's more fun. I like his videos a whole lot less than the other two. But I will say he's fun. He's a fun dude. He actually lives in Japan. He's incredibly entertaining. I don't like his videos as much, primarily because he tries to dig into stuff that I don't think is actually something you should be digging into. And that's not me sitting here and saying, hey, you shouldn't dig into One Piece. But I mean, like, Tism's off the charts to begin with. But he'll sit there and go like, we need to discover who or maybe what Luffy's mom actually is. And he'll just do a whole theory on who Luffy's mom is. And it's like, I don't think it's actually that important. I don't think his mom is actually that important. Or he'll dig into aspects and he'll go entirely off what even Oda has said and just go into this entirely weird area. And it's like, bro, reel it back in. okay, you're getting too far out there, reel it back in. But I will say he has fun videos. They're fun. They're iffy at best. A lot of his theories are iffy at best, and he goes like, well, they're just theories, but it's like you're a little out there, buddy. You're a little out there. Just a little out there. Oh, I didn't realize this. I knew he had a podcast. He's actually had the Anime Man on his podcast. I do know that Ohara is based in Japan, so it wouldn't be that surprising because I know that Gikua and the Anime Man are in Japan, so that's actually not. It shouldn't be that surprising, but it is to me. So that is actually kind of cool to see that. But again, bro gets out there. Bro has a mega I'm not even joking here. Bro has a mega theory on what the actual creation of the One Piece world is like, and it's so fucking crazy. I'm like, what the hell? He thought Titans existed in the One Piece world, all this crazy stuff, and it's like, I think you're looking too deep into this, buddy. I think you're looking way too deep into this. I'm gonna say. I think you have long since like separated yourself from what reality. For fuck's sakes, when it came to who is Luffy's mother, in the video itself, he was like, well, Oda said in a recent SPS that we have seen Luffy's mother, or we have heard about Luffy's mother. And then he starts going on this entire thing. So it's like, okay, so if we've seen his mother or know something about his mother, that means it's either a character or somebody that we have already seen in the story. Okay, let's keep tackling this. Let's keep tackling this. And then he goes into this far off thing and starts saying like, characters we have never seen before, individuals we would know nothing about, that could be Luffy's mother. It's like, where the fuck did you get? How do we get from here to here? How? This massive jump. And I'm not even saying like this was like, oh, deep into the video that he started going all there. It was like, so Oda recently said that Luffy's mother we have already seen in the story, so I thought, why don't we actually take a look at who Luffy's mother could have been? And I'm going to say it's this random individual that we have never seen anything of. He goes directly against what Oda literally just said. Goes directly against it. It's like, how? Too much Tylenol. Okay, I'm sorry. I should be nicer. I do like all the shade I'm throwing at Ohara. I could sit here and also tell you, like, he does have good videos. They're out there. They are out there, to say the least. Hello, Aesthetic Anime 91. How are you? But, okay, I tackled the majority of my overall points. Tackled the majority of what I wanted to get through here. Let me check out anything else that I should be aware of. I do see Mousy has tweeted. No. Not seeing anything of value right now. Pretty. Thanks you. How's your stream? It's good. Good. What is this? Okay, Carl Jobs made a video on... What the fuck? Okay, I don't care that Carl Jobs made a video. Oh my god. Let's go. Let's go. We all know it was at VP who was really behind the Pokemon Company International's partnership with the DHS. Let's go. Let's go. Aesthetic, you can ask anything, but if you're trying to sell me any sort of art, the answer is no. Nope. Don't need it. I kind of disagree there. Disagree there. Sorry, that's a deeper political thing that I don't want to tackle into right now. But okay, let's. How long have I been? How long have I been going? I've been going for about an hour and 41 minutes. Let's hop into the Discord real quick. Okay, Adam's gone. Okay, girls, let's go. Hello, how are you guys?
We're being a
Still alive.
Well, quit being fat. I had a beautiful video tackling this entire point that fucking One Piece is inherently political. I tackled that shit hardcore.
Okay.
One what?
One Piece.
Huh?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Hey, the Wayfarer. I'm trying to decide. Do I want to get into Final Fantasy? It's not that I don't want to play. It's just I have not been sleeping well at night, at all. And I could use like a decent night's sleep. Do I want to tackle that? Do I want to go to? Do I want to end the stream or go to bed or play Final Fantasy?
My air conditioner went out today. I know I won't sleep well.
I'm
go to sleep, Dermot.
I can't sleep when it's hot. I can't at all, and it's at that. The reason I have been struggling to sleep the past couple days is because it's that perfect time of year where it's cool at night, but hot during the day. But because it's cool at night, the AC doesn't kick on as much, and the fan's not blowing as cool of air. So I'm like, God damn it, I'm fucking hot. I'm really hot, and I can't sleep.
Do you have a smart thermometer, or is it a stupid one?
I'm just gonna say
Or
it's a stupid
thermostat. Thermostat. Does it have a touch screen?
No. Wait. No.
I have one from Honeywell, and you can put like temperature sensors in all the different rooms, and it will. You don't even have to connect it to the internet, but basically it like averages the temperatures throughout all the rooms to figure out if it should actually be turning the AC on or not.
I don't know if we have our house would even be set up for something like that. I know
Your house doesn't need to be. You change it at the thermostat installation location, and then you give it the sensors and just connect it to your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they're all wireless. I've had these things for like 3 years now, and the battery still haven't died on them.
part of the problem is my folks, so like again, I still love my folks. They don't like turning on the AC as much. They try their hardest not to. They play a game. How long until they have to turn it on? That's a game they play. And I hate it. I hate it so much. If I was in charge at all, I would say house stays at about 70, 69 year round. Fuck it. I like it cold. That's all I need it. Okay, just keep it there. I could sleep
That's
there.
right, fatty.
Did you just call me faggy or fatty?
Fatty.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, I'm on Jeremy's side here because like my thermostat has a schedule on it, and the fact that the AC isn't kicking in is very detrimental, and it sucks because it at least comes on during the middle of what should be my work day at 8 a.m. and then it just goes throughout the day based on the temperature of the day in the house, and it's not working right now. Like the AC has not kicked on once all day long. It's been 90 degrees, which means my house has gotten up to about 100 degrees at one point, and it fucking sucks.
So in my household, it took years for my parents to finally be convinced that we need to fix our AC unit and have the AC be able to be turned on upstairs. Years. It didn't happen until I moved out the first time, maybe the second time, one of the two. It didn't happen until I I think it was the second time I moved out. And I come back. Yeah, it would have been the second. And I come back and my mom was like, yeah, we finally have the AC turned on upstairs because I had to sleep up there because your dad was snoring too much. And summertime hit and it was hell. And I just looked at her like, yes, we've been telling you this for years. You guys would respond with open up a window. There's no airflow upstairs. Opening a window doesn't help. It doesn't help. It is just pure hot. So it would get up to over 100 degrees in our upstairs. And they would never listen to us. And it's miserable. I can't sleep like that. So there was several years where I never slept during the summer.
It is still 70 degrees where I am outside. I'm pretty sure it feels like 80 in my house, and I have 3 feet of hair.
Fuck that. Fuck.
We are furry.
Fuck you, I'm not a furry, I just have long hair. What the fuck? God damn it.
It's called jokes, son. Come on.
I mean, really deny
He's
that
not a
you're
furry. He's not a furry. He's just, his entire body is just covered in fur, and he enjoys having sex with animals. It doesn't make him a furry.
No, none of that
you
is
go-
true.
okay,
I do not
okay.
do
I
anything
will
with
back-
animals.
I'm gonna back
Do not
that.
listen to Kratos. He's
I'm-
lying.
I'm gonna defend Weasel. There's no evidence that he does anything with animals. If there was, he would not be on the show because I can't finish that statement. So yes, there is no evidence he does anything not untoward with animals. I will even defend him there. Now, with the fact that he's a furry, he kind of is.
It's Jeremy.
Fucking hell.
Jeremy, there's nothing wrong with it if he himself is also an animal.
No. There's
I'm not an animal.
On the internet, nobody knows that you're a dog.
Wait,
what?
Wouldn't he be a weasel?
Yeah, but the meme is the dog. It's like a picture of a dog behind a computer. It's a meme. Nobody knows that you're 3 raccoons in a trench coat.
I am not the marmot from the Big Lebowski, goddammit.
Yeah, we all know that he's 100% just a weasel. I am convinced on that. Okay, I'm convinced he's a weasel. Ooh, hello.
I was rewatching Inuyasha, Jeremy. Do you remember the episode where Moroku was introduced? And
It's been forever since I watched Inuyasha.
Yasha.
Do we really want to have this discussion again?
There's
Say the
our
word
shiny
new.
buddy.
Anyways,
Yeah,
there's
baby.
the episode where he's introduced. He like exercises a weasel spirit out of a statue, and it reminded me of Weasel. Pretty funny. Maybe you want to get a GIF of it or something.
Right, Trump
What the
CEO designates Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization is worded so that anyone protesting ICE agents filming or God damn. Hassan's being a schizo.
I will say, when I embraced my nickname back in high school, I didn't anticipate furries, and I really hate them all.
You just hate them because, well, you're now one of them. Okay.
I'm not one of them. I don't do anything that they do. I don't write things and messages on bullets. I don't put on costumes. None of that shit happens.
To be fair, the furry, the shooter that did the Kirk thing, he wasn't a furry. His boyfriend was.
That doesn't make it better.
Who did we lose?
No,
Cash.
Cash.
Oh, Cash.
He might be having signal issues. By the way. I'm so happy. My fiber.
Finally found your penis?
I found my penis last night when I was fucking your mom. Anyways, the fiber is almost fully installed.
Oh, nice. I just got fiber last week. It's been fantastic.
I'm so excited.
Jeez.
So they are pumping the they were doing the wiring, so like from the box to the house today. I don't know how, like, the full extent of how the fiber is working correctly, but I do know, like, they're supposed to be coming up to the house, putting in another box, like, attached to the house to fully get the fiber connected. I don't know when that's going to be happening and when it's all going to be turned on. If they're waiting till, like, hey, we're all finally done, everybody's fibered up, and now we can turn it on, or if I get it the moment they get done installing it all. So I'm so close. I'm so excited. I am excited for fiber.
Good. I've had fiber for 12 years now. It's fucking amazing.
I've heard of how good it is. Just, I would like it. I would finally like to have it.
I keep making the mistake of doubling up on my networks because I haven't turned off my old network for my new fiber network. So I keep getting extra speed from both.
Oh, did you guys see the Presidential Wall of Fame?
Yes, it was hilarious.
Yes. It was
I love
great.
it. I love it so much. The
Did you
Biden
see that?
administration fully, not Biden, why did I say that? The Trump admin fully knows how to troll people, and I love it.
Did you see that it was proven that George Soros was funding Gavin Newsom?
Oh no shit, weird. Big surprise.
I mean, I'm not like
Well,
I'm not
actually-
surprised by it, but I
Here, I'll send you in a DM to link. Well, I don't know if it's
I would
true.
like
It's just a
I would like
screenshot
to look
of
it
some.
over. Oh, it's a screenshot.
Here.
I'd
Well,
like
it's a
to look-
screenshot of
Fuck
things that are
Newsom.
public. There you go.
Where'd you DM it? Is
I
it
just
on-
As a California citizen, fuck Newsom. I tried to recall him both fucking times. I hate him.
Oh shit! I was about to
And-
make a joke of you sending me your dick pics, but no, there's actually something here.
What's funny is the last thing that was in our DMs that you sent me for whatever reason.
I don't remember what that was. What was that? Oh,
Scroll
oh
up.
shit! It's the picture of Cloud.
I don't know why you sent that to me.
I think it was before I implemented it. I wanted to show you what the beautiful art that I made.
Oh.
What's up, Alpha Omega?
And if you look in the comments, somebody was asking, like, what's the difference between that and Elon funding Trump? And people are like, well, one was over the table and one was under the table trying to hide it. So, pretty.
That is actually true. So this is but also, like, when Elon was funding Trump, that was to his campaign, which was
Yeah, well,
very...
a lot of these are campaign funds here.
So this is Soros. Here. This is what I'll even show it off.
I don't know
Money
where
to
that comes from.
candidates, Soros, New York. Stop the Republican recall of Governor Newsom.
And the other difference is that one's trying to destroy the country and the other one's trying to save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of people in the comments that are.
I will say, like, we knew this was happening. We knew these were Soros funded, so now it just proves that Gavin Newsom was Soros funded. But I'm trying to. Oh. Okay. So here's the interesting thing. Obviously, the Republican recall of Gavin Newsom, that's something that he was doing. The Newsom campaign, that's something he was doing. But then there's two little things. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 payments, it looks like, directly to Gavin Newsom himself. And not the Newsom campaign, not anything like that. That's 4 different
the ones
payments
that
to
just-
him himself.
The one that just says Gavin D. Newsom.
Yeah. Well, it would be Newsom, Gavin D. So the D would probably
Well-
be Democrat, but founder and chairman. It's Soros himself. But how much money did he overall give? That's also probably another thing that could be deeply looked into. Hey, LC Hunter, how are you? That'll also probably be another thing to look into, because if he might be spending way too much. He might be blowing his load.
It looks like it went up by an extra 0 for the recall. And then the campaign through 2015 was a lot more than in what he had given him in the past. I think it's just organized by price, actually. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah,
It
he gave
might
him
be
like
organized by
$1
price, yeah.
million. Oh man, that adds up to $1 million for the recall. Stop the recall thing.
That's not that much, though.
You're right,
Right.
it's not that much just for the recall, but when you start adding in like how much money it's been shown to give him throughout all of this, it probably does add up to a pretty penny. 2015, 2015, 2015, 2020. I wish they would.
And this is only from the Soros Fund Management.
See, the problem I always have with these reports is that they like to hang on millions of dollars because at an individual level, $1 million sounds like a lot of money. But $1 million is typically the amount that it costs to employ a single person for 10 years. So that's without benefits, by the way. That dollar amount is always a problem for me, how much they hang on it.
But I'm
Or
also
you put it
looking
into a high yield. If you put it into a high yield account, it will give you like a few thousand a month.
So you're right. One thing, you were correct that a lot of these are from the Soros Fund Management, but like to the one that went directly to Gavin Newsom, that's from the fund management. But there's other areas where it's Alexander Soros giving money. There's Jeffrey Soros giving money, Alexander Soros giving money, Alexander Soros giving money, and there's a couple of them that are NA, but we know they're coming from Soros. So what's the NAs? That's what I'm more curious about. And I'm also curious about, can you give money directly to the candidate itself and not to the campaigns? Because there's 4 payments directly to Gavin Newsom.
Well, yes, you can. Even if someone is a political candidate, you can give money directly to them. Now, can you direct them to use those funds that you give directly to them for campaign issues? That's a different story. So, but without a doubt, you can't stop a private citizen, which an elected representative is, of receiving funds privately.
Like if somebody Venmos you money to pay you back for a movie theater ticket or something.
Exactly. Something as dumb as that. Because otherwise, the courts would be tied up again with the most frivolous bullshit ever of everyone auditing everyone's accounts. And that's why it's meant to be private.
But yeah, here's another thing that probably won't be on the news at all.
Oh yeah, you're not going to see this on the news. And I did have
I'm okay with them talking about the fact that he said heinous shit about ICE yet again a day before they got attacked.
Oh no, I like that being in the news. Don't get me wrong. I like them talking about how he'd said that. But I made a point to Prof. Let me see if I can pull this. Is this
there's another thing. It's not that expensive to fund U-Haul trucks full of bricks and like dropping stuff off in places. So $1 million will go a long way towards stuff like that.
But Prof brought up a point to me. And this is all in public Twitter back and forth, where he's like, he's shocked that there's not more people talking about the Google censorship and everything. The reason they're not talking about it is, one, it destroys their victimhood for Jimmy Kimmel outright. It just annihilates it. But 2, it's because they agreed with it. and I cited this also to Prof. The Pierce Morgan episode today. Oh, one of the Pierce Morgan episodes today, because he's starting to put out 2 a day, which, Jesus Christ, his other one is it's all on it's all on the Russia Ukraine, and I couldn't even listen to it. But the first one that he did today, guilty of everything, he's crying. Yes, he has a guy specifically from the Biden administration come on, and he said, well, the difference between this and what happened to Jimmy Kimmel was what happened with Jimmy Kimmel is wrong, but what we did was justified.
I think it's deeper than that. Flyover country, people who distance themselves from family members, from friends, from community members who differed on their political opinions in that situation will not swallow their pride.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a very localized situation where numerous people over many communities were in unison thinking that this is the right of things, and the system was telling them so, and therefore the opposition was wrong. They ostracized people for it. They have to swallow their pride to realize that they ostracized people. They're not going to do it.
And it's not even just a pride thing. It's going to cause a cascade effect of, well, if they were, from their point of view, if the Republicans were right about this, then that means they were right about this and this and this, and my entire worldview falls apart. And so they're like,
they can't talk about it because it helps the other side. And that's why even when they do come out and talk about it, you'll get retards saying, well, no, this was justified action. That it was okay to do it then, which is
they have to protect those dominoes, because there's multiple dominoes that can cause them all to collapse, right?
Well,
and so
one of the attack vectors, and it's Pierce Morgan's second video that's out right now. Not his top, because his top is the one on Russia Ukraine. The other one was it's all about free speech, and the other guy goes like, well, MAGA doesn't even care about gun two-way and everything like that. And it's like, but you guys don't care about two-way, so don't be bringing that shit up.
I can't listen to Pierce when it comes to 2A. I can't.
He's decent at 2A. I'll say decent. I know fully well he is not pro
He's
2A.
not there. Yeah, he's not there yet. He doesn't understand it yet.
And
until he understands it completely, I can't listen to him on it.
Yeah, and I don't get me wrong. I agree with you on that, but he is also taking the stance as of late that this is an American issue that America needs to figure out. I'm not gonna be allowed to do it. People do try to get him involved in it, and he's like, yeah, I'm not pro 2A, but that's an American issue.
Yeah, on the YouTube thing, I think I mentioned this yesterday, like, they'll go from denying that it was happening to saying that it was justified, like you were saying. But the way that the news is going to be covering it is they'll wait until if the Republicans start talking about it enough, then they'll start saying their story headline will be like right wing reacts to thing. They're not actually going to cover the thing. They're just going to talk about how whatever the right wing's reaction to it. That's typical too. Brush it under the rug.
Yeah.
God, you just made me realize that most of network news is just reaction channels now.
Yeah. But that's their way of covering it without actually covering it. They cover the right reacting to thing instead of actual thing. I don't know if you never noticed that.
They cover the right reacting to the thing. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot because they'll rather cover what the right's doing. Like, hell, even when it comes to the cancel culture, they're now out here being like, well, we're against cancel culture. No, you're not. No, you're not. And that's my biggest criticism of Pierce Morgan is he tries to take both positions and like have a fair debate. And it's like, no, you can't do that with these people. These people, there's no unity here. Two, they have a completely different worldview and both sides don't even see eye to eye on basic facts anymore. One is, hey, we don't believe that you should be going around glorifying death and political assassinations, which you shouldn't. You actually should be clamping down on that as hard as possible. And the other side's like, no, but my free speech. And it's like, this isn't even palpable because the other side doesn't care about free speech. They'll destroy you instantly for saying the N-word.
I'm going to say the N-word.
I'm going to say the N-word.
What?
That's on here anymore.
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay.
People
I
who
almost,
annoy you.
I did almost lose it on. I didn't see this, but from last night's Jimmy Kimmel monologue, he apparently said we need to be a lot more like Erica Kirk, who came out here and forgave the actual murderer of her husband, and we need to be more like her because she is so religious and is following the text of Jesus that I myself follow. And I lost it when I heard that. I wanted to start screaming. It's like bull fucking shit that you follow that religious text. Bullshit. He's still trying to make himself the victim, which my Jimmy Kimmel video didn't say. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a shit what Jimmy Kimmel has to say.
I mean, like, Actual Justice Warrior had a retarded take, a really retarded take. He's like, we just say,
really?
Yes. I like Actual Justice Warrior, but this is a bad take. He was saying, well, Brendan Carr just saved Jimmy Kimmel's career because look how big his show was last night at 6 million watchers, but we don't know how many of that was actually in the key demo, so ignore that. It's like, but he'll be back down to where he was. One good night doesn't mean your career is saved.
Variety put out an article talking about how a clip from his show from the monologue was the most viewed clip from their YouTube channel for the year. And I keep thinking to myself, like, what the fuck does that do for Sinclair and Nexstar? They don't make money off the YouTube ads.
Mm-hmm. Kimmel does. They don't. Well, ABC probably does. And the only reason
So back to what?
What?
What back to Actual Justice Warrior said?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna retort with this. You throw fucking shit at a wall long enough, sometimes that shit sticks to the wall.
That's fair. Like, I agree with Actual Justice Warrior on a lot of stuff, but he's also, I'm gonna say, he's a cuckservative. He's one of the people that don't want to, that says that, hey, we need to do something, and then when it comes time for us to try to do something, he doesn't want to try to do something. So
I mean, this whole thing couldn't have worked out better as a publicity stunt for Kimmel.
Yeah, it was just a publicity stunt. That's the reality there.
Or even if it wasn't, that's how they took advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It happened fast enough that they were able to pull the trigger that people are like, all right, let me just go straight to the source and see what he says. That's all this is. It will not last.
Where is all the clips of his show from tonight? They're not all over YouTube.
Don't care.
That's the point. It's like the reason people were curious about last night was, okay, this all happened. What are you going to do? There was reports of him coming out here saying that he wasn't going to apologize. He might apologize. Nobody knew what was actually going on there, and he didn't apologize. He did this limp-wristed bullshit. Where is any of the Jimmy Kimmel show tonight? Like, where is it all? I don't see it. No fucking way. No.
Seal Hunter has a good point as well. 6 million isn't even good for public broadcast late night.
That's also true. But,
correct.
I'm gonna see if this is true. No fucking way is this. I do not. I can't. No. No way is this. I don't see the link. I'm looking for it. Nick Fuentes might be back on YouTube.
That's actually a thing, yes.
No fucking way. Where's the link?
Still not watching that.
I don't want to watch it. I just want to prove. I just want to double check, like, real Nick Fuentes. I don't like Nick Fuentes at all. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. I despise Nick Fuentes, but if he's back on YouTube, same with
For the principle of the matter of somebody being able to say the things that they want to say, I think that he should be back on YouTube. They should reinstate him. If
I
the reason they got rid of him was beyond TOS, it was because of the pressures of the administration, without a doubt. Now,
I'm not.
With that said, if he continues to say things that are beyond TOS, like, there's no saving you, bro.
Yes. Now, I have not found the channel. I am looking for it right now. I could try at real Nick J. When is
What is this? Is this
okay, I did
like an
find
alt
it.
account for? It's like an alt account for Nikocado Avocado.
No, it's Nicholas Fuentes,
What?
who's joined September 25th, 2025. Has links to his Twitter and Rumble, so it could be a fake one. It could be something else. I don't know. There's nothing
That doesn't
else
sound
on
like.
it.
Well, I guess it depends if. When was it deleted?
I don't know when it was deleted. That's the thing.
Because reinstated usually means you get your original thing back, but
It might be a new one, and it might be an example of like what I was saying with the Alex Jones. I think that's Alex Jones testing the waters and seeing if Google's really gonna stick by what they said. If they don't ban Alex Jones, then obviously they mean it. They're done censoring people for political reasons. But let's be fair here. Nick Fuentes is gonna say some shit he shouldn't say.
and see, Alex Jones. Is a good
I'd be
example.
down with Alex Jones and Crowder coming back because
Crowder refuses to come back.
Crowder never left.
Well, he's not gone. Yeah.
Like he
He
still posts
wasn't
stuff
banned.
on
He was
YouTube.
just demonetized, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
completely
and then
demonetized.
he saw what was coming, and then he preemptively started to treat YouTube differently. Now, I prefer he brought the show back onto YouTube fully, though, is what I'm getting at.
He does like the first 30 minutes on YouTube.
I don't fully disagree with you there, but because of his deal with Rumble, he can't.
I understand Seal Hunter, but I approve of a voice in our sphere actually being able to say what they want to say. Even if what he said is wrong, whether it be this, that, or the other in any conversation, the fact that he actually triggers conversation is what I like about Crowder.
Oh, I love Crowder. I'll always listen to Crowder. I've started listening to him again because the Rumble app is finally not killing my phone. That's the only reason I wasn't listening to him, is because the Rumble app kills phones.
His thing,
Yeah.
his
Is that actually working?
Yeah, the
Because
Rumble app is
that was
not
one of the
killing my
reasons
phone
that I
anymore.
stopped using it. It like killed, like my battery would drain so fast.
I am now able to fully turn on Rumble and not have my phone die. So I'm enjoying it.
You're gonna have to try it again.
I've been enjoying it. So
I think
I've been listening to Crowder the past couple of days, and my phone battery's like, yeah, perfectly fine.
his coverage
Now-
of Kirk has been the best.
I also agree. I think he has the best coverage of Kirk. I also agree with Crowder fundamentally on no longer holding back on these twats. Legally, justifiably, only do it then. Like lawful self-defense. But what I'll also say is the downside to how they run Rumble now is it always says that his show is premium only, and then you only get X amount of the show, and then it'll just cut off and go into the next episode. or the previous episode because you're not signed up for premium, and I don't like how they do that.
To quote or not quote, to retort on what Seal Hunter is saying about Crowder. My only personal issues with him are because of my affliction with monogamy. I love my wife, and I feel that only people should get married when they know that's the person they want to spend the rest of their entire fucking life with. I do not believe in divorce. I think it is inherently wrong. And therefore, other than that, I got no problems with the Crowder. The fact that you couldn't keep a marriage alive is my only issue with you. That's about it.
I don't have a problem with. So I don't like divorce either. Don't get me wrong. I prefer annulments because there is a religious aspect to ways to end the marriage in a religious way. That being said, I do think sometimes people grow apart and they're not willing to work together on it. I think Hillary is not a good person.
Yeah, I think that they went into that with those intentions, Weasel. And I think she changed over time. But I don't know the full story.
That's what I hate. The people who get married when they shouldn't.
I could agree with that. They got married way too young.
I'll generally agree with you. I don't believe in divorce either. Like I think once you're married, you're married. And I think Crowder also generally believed that, but I don't think he was the one who initiated the divorce.
I think because of how messy that divorce was and how public it became, I don't think he was. And even when it came to the clip, that clip was edited. I caught that. Nobody else caught that. I caught that fucking clip that was going around was fucking edited. And there was obviously statements that were not in that clip that nobody else saw. Most of that clip was never actually supposed to see the light of day. But anyways, that clip didn't make him look good. But when you realize parts of it are edited out, there's things here that I'm not going to listen to. And then you saw Candace Owens getting involved. You saw a bunch of other people getting involved. And I know QBG has talked a little bit about his time with Crowder. And he's like, it's not as great as you would think. I still like Crowder. And I think a lot of people still like Crowder.
I take all of that with a grain of salt when anybody works with anybody professionally. Because honestly, you would all fucking hate me if we worked together. I would tell you what to do all the fucking time.
I'm pretty sure
Sorry,
Gal
I
and them
hate
all
you.
hate all hate dealing with me daily because I'm shit. The reason why I'm saying, hey, I'll throw this to static or something is because I don't want to deal with the headache. You take care of it. Hello, Jane Twilight. I would rather them deal with the headache than me deal with the headache.
Has I know after QBG left to work for Nerdrotic, he came back at least once. But do you know if he's ever come back to guest host after that?
Negative. He went to his normal world with shit, what's his name?
Dave Landau.
Dave Landau, thank you.
Granted, you also have to
Well, he
remember,
definitely
like,
took.
there's the Landau camp and everybody, and then the Crowder camp. So there's like two different camps. In this game.
Well, see, he definitely took
Oh
Landau's
my
side.
god. Why does there always have to be a fucking camp between people? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Just get along at this point. Like,
Well,
we're
this
so
is just how we
we're-
describe drama from the third perspective.
I get that, Weasel, but we're getting to a point where it's like, whoa, this camp, that camp. Just like, hey, be mutually disrespectful and respectful at the same time.
So in
Does that make
reality,
Well, those
in
people
reality,
cross paths still.
yeah, like QBG, I think he still talks to Crowder. It's just I don't think Landau does, and I think that they just respect each other's boundaries professionally. So
That's fine. I get that. I get that. But when it comes down
Like-
to, like, well, it's this camp or that camp, then what the fuck
I
is
can
the
give you
point?
I can give you an example. I have a previous boss that if people that I knew that liked him were to contact me, I would tell them, no, I don't want to talk to him. Versus people who know me were to talk to my old boss, they would tell him, no, he doesn't want to talk to you. So, like, I totally understand that because I'm going to have told people the things about that person that I do or don't like, people that are close to me. And so that's where the concept of camp comes from. It's not to mean that there's this tribalistic scenario about it. Though they're all individuals, they just know the facts of the situation between two people.
Okay, I get that. But when you say the concept of camp, what does that mean?
Well, the concept
People
of
who know your perspective.
It's
Okay,
more like
I get
like which side do you more agree with? But it's
I
never
don't
ever
like to-
black and white.
Yeah, it's never black and white.
I-
The reason why I say camp is because when I go like, well, they're on Dave Landau's side, and that feels really demeaning in a way, or just too harsh. When it's
Well-
like, I feel like calling it, hey, they're in this camp and that camp. There's people obviously in the middle that still interact regularly. It's just like the centerfold, like the pillars of the camp, they just don't engage, which I think
Put
is
it
the
this
best
way.
way to call it.
QBG and Landau do a show together.
Mhm.
Gerald Morgan and Crowder do a show together. I'm sure all four of them talk to each other in varying levels of capacity.
I think QBG has said like he still talks with Gerald.
Gerald.
Yeah, like you're,
Did I
you're
say
still gonna
Garrett? I
know
meant
the
Gerald.
people you know.
Yeah, like a lot of those guys are still friends. It's just like the two the two mainstays aren't friends.
Right. So like, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't think it's black and white. There's 50 Shades of Grey in there.
Why did you have to do that?
A lot of gay shit. A lot of gay shit.
Well, yeah, but like even when I do like the whole camp thing, the only time I try to say sides is when it goes to like Ethan Klein, Hassan, all that. That's when I say sides because it's very clear there's sides to this thing. It's not
Always
ambiguous
wrap it
at
up.
all. God damn it! I thought that was actually Cloud.
It could have been.
Sorry, I dropped out.
You dropped out.
Well, the Discord dropped me out.
Oh.
Also, I'm paying more attention to my game I'm playing. But, okay, so here's my aspect of it. Not my point, not my disagreement. It's just things are becoming so divided.
I'm judging
that-
you.
That's fine. You can judge me all you want. I care less. And I love you, Weasel. I love you with all my heart.
Furry lover.
But fuck off. Damn it. I knew that was going to play against me. No, just the aspect of sides at this point is getting so disgusting to where, like, I don't want to be a part of it. Like, I have my ideas. I have my respectable decisions that I've been making. I mean, I told you motherfuckers a week and a half ago that I started praying again. Something I never thought I'd do. But it's coming down to like black and white, bad or good, good and evil, all that shit. That's what's starting to piss me off. I know this is kind of derailing from the previous conversation, but we're getting to a point where it's like, where's the line? Where is the line? I don't want to be that deciding factor. Neither should none of you. And it's been something that I've been thinking about for, we'll just say 2 weeks now, because it's 2-week anniversary. Hooray! Congratulations, everybody. But when I hear all this decisive talk, when I'm trying to actually better myself by just being a simple man. That's it. Just being a simple man. Like, I'm not going to go out there and start a family. I'm not going to go out there and save the world. I'm not going to go out there and start a tech company. I'm just going to be me. But I hear all this. Go ahead.
That
Please.
should be your theme song, Simple Kind of Man.
All right. Well, that's whatever.
I hear what you are saying, Cash, and there's a deep philosophical conversation to be had there that I don't have the time to get into right now, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a lot of aspects, and I'm not going to disagree with you. I don't like where we are as a country and a society. I do not enjoy that right now. I hate it very, very much. But again, there's so much to what is happening right now that it's not. I don't think it's as black and white as what people want to make it out to be, but I think it's a lot more straightforward right now. And there's a lot of people that want to deny what's happening. And it's like, we can't be denying reality anymore.
Correct.
I know
Correct.
that
I agree with you.
I know that individuals have beef with each other, and in a lot of ways, those individuals' beef with each other shouldn't cause other people to not.
I don't
rely on
disagree with
on the majority of things. Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. The fact that, not going to get into it, but the fact that I have my own beefs with individuals, I openly say, I don't care if you still engage with those people. I just don't want to deal with them. That's my position.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
fair.
That's appropriate.
Yeah.
I need to start wrapping it up. I don't even know if I'm going to put out a video tomorrow. I might put out a video on the
Always
One
wrap
Piece.
it up.
I might
Thank
put out
you,
my
Cloud.
video on the One Piece is
Correct.
political. But
I was waiting for it.
I will see you guys later. Have a good night, guys.
Every night.
And to everybody that's still here, I see you, young, gay, progressive liberal. I see you, buddy. We're going to call it a night here. Yeah, it was a lighter night in the grand scheme of things. I don't really want to sit here and talk all day and night about what happened in Texas. I don't. Because I'm really fighting back saying words that I really, really, really shouldn't say. There's a lot of people in the world right now that are just outright awful. And there's a lot of awful things. That's kind of why I wanted to tackle that One Piece video. Something different. I might even put out the video on, what was the movie? I don't even remember the movie that we even talked about tonight, but I might put out that video. I don't know, but we'll see what it is. Tomorrow night, I will be back as usual, and we'll see what the day brings us. We might just be playing games. Who knows right now? But in the meantime, guys, you all have a lovely night. By the way, Seal Hunter, you can show up whenever. I always leave the streams up now because people might want to watch them on the replay. I prefer to do them that way. You never know what I'm going to get into, and you never know what I'm going to do. If I play a game, you guys can just chill out and relax. Put me on the background. If I'm talking about something serious, you can... and you're not here, stream's still up. So you guys can check it out whenever you are. But if you are watching this on the replay or wherever it is in the world that you are, I do hope that you have a lovely time, a lovely day, a lovely issue, wherever it is that you're doing right now. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye for now.